gupfa yanga no gukira nabagera ubwo avuga ati yaba nahapfaga.
Well, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. Some people besides us keep suffering, but we never know because they are suffering in silence. She is called Oliver, a girl that has been taking care of her dying mother for years now. This is her mother. She is called Valeria. She has been suffering from a tumor in her head for a very long time, and she is not getting any better as days go by. Oliver has her elder sister that helped her in taking care of their mother, but she was arrested about a year ago, and she left 3 children that she gave birth to in this same house. Due to the poor way that this family is living, the youngest of those children died. Oliver did not manage to continue with her studies because of her mother. She had to stay and take care of her mother while her elder sister was working, and she was the one that brought food at home, though this did not happen for very long. It got to a point where Valencia wanted to die, but she didn't. Oliver also thought that her mother was going to die because of what she was going through, but this was not at all true. The old lady cannot move, and she has been laying on this bed for 4 years now. She has never stepped out ever since then. Today, we visited this family that is going through a lot of pain and suffering so that their story can be told to the world with hope that they could get help and their lives could be made better, because what they are going through right now is challenging. Valeria was a normal lady in the first place. She got married to a man, and they later gave birth to children that they were so proud of. They were living as a happy and normal family, but again, they were not at all rich, but this was not much of a problem to them. They had given birth to 2 children who were all girls. Oliver was the second born, and both children were raised up normally, but as they were growing up and Oliver was about 10 years old, they unfortunately lost their father. After he died, it was Valeria that was supposed to take care of these children all by herself. This was the type of life that they started living in day by day, and though it was not easy, they started adopting it, and they later got used. It was not long after then when their mother Valeria started getting sick, but at first they did not know what was wrong with her. She started bleeding through the nose and mouth at the same time. They quickly rushed her to the nearest hospital. The doctors examined her, they gave her medicine, and they said she should go back home and take it as prescribed, and they promised that everything was going to be okay. They went home, did this, and the situation was back to normal. About 3 months later, she started bleeding again, and this time the doctors had to carry out a full body checkup on her. This is when Oliver and her elder sister were actually told what was happening to their mother. The doctors said that Valeria was suffering from a tumor that was inside her head. It was getting worse as days came by, and if it was not treated, sooner or later she was going to die, and this got Oliver and her sister so confused. They couldn't take her at home because she was dying. She was in the hospital, and by this time, Oliver was still in high school, but her elder sister was already a mother to 2 children. According to Oliver, this was when their life changed completely.
nta kazi mfite ubwo amashuri ni nkabona yacikirije mama nyine muriho.
She had to drop out of school and live with her mother at the hospital as her elder sister was selling sweets along the streets so that she could afford to pay the hospital bills and get food for them. This was not at all easy as it sounds. After some time, they managed to afford to pay for surgery, but it was minor and not even close to what she needed because her condition was terrible. And they had hope that maybe this was going to cure their mother. So they gave in all they had and they made this happen.
Bamaze kumubaga tugira ngo mama agiye gukira. Ntago mama yaje gukira. Baje nyine kuturamirwa baratubwira umuganga wa nyuma sinzi n'amazina sinzi n'uwari we aratubwira ati rero mama wanyu ni mu mujyane ngo muzajye kumuvuza hanze. Hanze yashatse kumbwira ntaho nzi nta nibyo narinzi nari.
The surgery was done, but honestly it changed nothing. It did not cure her at all. They did not know what to do, but the doctors told them that their mother needed a better surgery, one that was going to be carried out abroad because in this country it was not going to be possible. As this was happening, Oliver's elder sister was still selling sweets along the road, and this is not allowed in this country. She was arrested and she did not come back home ever since then. It has been a year now, and ever since then, they failed to get money to bail her out. By the time she was arrested, she had already given birth to another child, and they were now 3. Which means that Valeria and these children all depended on Oliver for everything, yet she did not have a job, because she has to stay and take care of her dying mother. She had to come up with something because all of them were going to starve to death if she did not. She started washing for people clothes, and early every morning she has to walk to the riverside and wash clothes for people so that she could afford medicine for her mother. Oliver's elder nephew also fetches for people water in this society so that he could get money to buy food for his younger siblings and his grandmother. But the coins he works for are still not enough to buy for them food as a family, and most times they do not eat. With this kind of life, the younger child did not manage to survive. They watched him starve to death and they couldn't do anything about it, and they really do not know how his mother is going to feel about this if she ever comes out of prison. Obviously, none of these children go to school. If Oliver can hardly afford food for them, how could she ever afford school fees? They stay home and try to help out with the situation or keep playing around in the neighborhood. However, these are not the only problems they have. The house they live in is also being rented. According to her, the landlord is about to throw them out since it has been long from the last time that they paid rent. This is also one of their greatest worries.
None nawe hari baramufunze situzi ni yabarizwa. Inzu nayo ni ikibazo. Na nyiri inzu urabyumva za buri munsi nawe ubu yararambiwe. Ubwo ngubwo
She says that if only her mother could get the treatment she deserves, she would look for a job and work so as to make the lives of these children better than they are. This is why she is asking for help before she loses another child among the 2 that she is left with. The funds that will be used to give Valeria treatment will be donated via GoFundMe, a link that is in the description of this video and pinned in the topmost comment by Afrimax English. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.